Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit, and the snow day surprise. Snow had fallen overnight in Pinecone Forest, blanketing every tree, trail and rooftop in sparkling white. Benny Bear woke up and peeked outside his window. "Snow day," he cheered, pulling on his red scarf and fuzzy boots. Just as he opened his cabin door, a snowball hit him squarely on the nose. Plop! "Gotcha!" laughed Ruby Rabbit, poking out from behind a snow-covered bush. She wore a blue puffer coat and snowflake earmuffs. Benny grinned and rolled up a snowball of his own. "Oh, it's on, Rabbit!" They laughed and chased each other through the trees, snow flying in all directions. After a dozen snowballs, a tumble into a snowbank, and lots of giggling, they flopped down in the snow to catch their breath. Ruby pointed up at the sky. "Perfect snow. We should build something." "A snow bear?" Benny asked. "A snow bunny," Ruby countered. They looked at each other, then shouted together, "A snow fort!" Soon they were scooping and stacking snow with great excitement. Benny used his big paws to pack strong, thick walls, ruby-shaped windows and tunnels with her quick little hands. The forest friends stopped by to help. Squirrels carved towers, mice packed snowballs, even Marvin Mouse brought cocoa in tiny cups. By lunchtime, the snow fort was a snowy castle, complete with icicle flags and a pinecone doorbell. "This might be the best fort ever," said Benny proudly. Ruby looked around, thoughtful. "It's missing just one thing." "A snow throne?" Benny guessed. "Nope. A surprise?" Ruby whispered something to Marvin Mouse, who nodded and zipped away. Benny blinked. "You're being mysterious." Ruby winked. "You'll see." That evening, as twilight turned the snow pale purple, forest animals began arriving at the fort, bundled in scarves and hats, carrying lanterns and treats. "What's going on?" Benny asked. Ruby handed him a mug of warm peppermint cocoa. "It's your snow day surprise, a celebration. You work hard all winter, Benny. It's time for some fun." Benny's eyes widened. "For me?" "For everyone, but you're the guest of honor." Lanterns glowed inside the snow fort, and soft music drifted through the trees from a raccoon string quartet. A sledding hill had been made behind the fort, and animals zipped down with joyful squeals. There were popcorn garlands strung from tree to tree, cookies shaped like stars and bears, and even a snowball toss contest. Ruby stood on a snowy crate and raised her voice. "To Benny Bear, kindest bear in the forest, best friend anyone could ask for, and the one who always makes winter feel warm." Everyone clapped and cheered. Benny blushed so hard his cheeks matched his scarf. "Aw, shucks. I just like seeing everyone happy." "Exactly," said Ruby. "That's why we wanted to return the joy." Then Marvin Mouse tugged Ruby's coat. "It's time." The animals gathered in a circle. Ruby gave Benny a gentle push to the middle. Marvin flicked a switch, and suddenly the trees all around the snow fort lit up with hundreds of tiny twinkling lights made of firefly glass jars and crystals. The snow sparkled in 100 colors. Everyone gasped. Benny stood still, overwhelmed. "I don't know what to say," he whispered. "Say let's have snow pie," whispered Ruby, grinning. Benny laughed and raised his paws. "Let's have snow pie." The animals cheered again, and the snow fort filled with chatter, laughter, and the delicious smell of winter treats. Later, Benny and Ruby sat together on a bench carved from packed snow, wrapped in a shared blanket, watching the lights twinkle above. "Ruby," Benny said softly, "this was the nicest surprise I've ever had." Ruby leaned her head on his shoulder. "You deserve it." They sipped their cocoa and watched as snowflakes began to fall again, gently, quietly, like a lullaby. The forest glowed, the snow fort stood tall, and for one perfect night, Pinecone Forest felt like the coziest, happiest place in the world. Sukision,